The birth of punk, a movement that changed music and culture. It wasn't just a music genre, it was an attitude, a way of life that broke all the rules and challenged everything society thought was normal. But how did it start? And why did it matter? Buckle up, because we're about to take a ride into the chaotic world of punk rock, where rebellion reigned supreme and music spoke to the outcasts. The roots of punk started in the late 60s and early 70s in New York City. Bands like The Stooges, The Velvet Underground, and the New York Dolls were pioneers, creating raw, loud, and aggressive sounds. But it wasn't just the music, it was the attitude. The youth felt disconnected from mainstream society, and punk became their form of protest. The Ramones exploded onto the scene in 1974, stripping rock down to its bare essentials, short, fast, and loud. Songs like Blitzkrieg Bop and I Wanna Be Sedated became anthems of this new movement, and their influence would soon cross the Atlantic to the UK. While punk was emerging in New York, London was about to explode. The mid-70s was a time of economic hardship, high unemployment, social unrest, and disillusionment with the establishment. The youth in London were angry, and punk became their voice. Enter the Sex Pistols. Their 1977 single, God Save the Queen, wasn't just a song. It was a declaration of war against the establishment. Led by the sneering, fearless Johnny Rotten and the wild antics of Sid Vicious, the Sex Pistols were the embodiment of punk's rebellious spirit. But it wasn't all chaos for the sake of chaos. The Clash brought a message of social change, mixing punk with reggae and rock to create songs that spoke to political issues. Tracks like London Calling and White Riot tackled class struggle, police brutality, and revolution. Punk wasn't just a sound, it was a global movement. In the US, artists like Patti Smith and Blondie blended punk with art and new wave. Meanwhile, in the UK, punk became a cultural revolution. It was about speaking up, standing out, and smashing through the boundaries of what was considered normal. Punk wasn't just about the music. It was DIY culture at its finest. Kids made their own clothes, designed their own album covers, and published their own zines. Everything was raw, unpolished, and authentic. It was a counterculture that thrived on individuality and anti-authoritarianism. Punk's legacy lives on. From the underground scenes to the mainstream, punk still inspires rebellion, creativity, and a refusal to conform. What started as a raw, gritty movement became a way of life, a voice for the voiceless. Then and now, punk was more than music. It was a revolution of sound, style, and spirit, and it's still alive, louder than ever.